The topic of demons is not exactly dinner table conversation, but they are a fact of life, and Farview is like any small town. There were always plenty of men at the local tavern to tell a story or two. Generally accepted knowledge of demons and how to face them was passed down with the same care and assurance as crop cycles and telling a proper weather forecast. Because he was largely ignored by Alistair Pinewood, Ben had the freedom at a young age to spend far too many hours at the Buckhorn Tavern hearing those stories. For many of the Buckhorn regulars, the young Ben became something of a tavern mascot, and they delighted telling him about demons, hunters, grumpkins, hobgoblins, wyverns, mages, the long-lived, and other stories that seemed mythical to a boy in Farview who hadn't seen anything more dangerous or exciting than logging accidents and the spring festival. Ben was certain that the most exciting and vivid storytellers like old Gamson didn't have any more experience with these things than he did, but he could never resist hearing about a good adventure. And finally, he was getting to live his own adventure, even if it was turning out to be a bit boring. For the last month and a half, many of the farmers who lived on the outskirts of Farview had reported mysteriously losing livestock. Rumors ranged from mountain lions, to bandits, to refugees, to theft by jealous neighbors, to every manner of magical creature. Last night, though, Farmer L rushed into town calling for a full meeting of the town council. Still in the middle of the square, he claimed he'd seen what was taking their livestock. L said he saw a small black shape no larger than a sheepdog dragging away one of his pigs. He started running across the yard, and when he was halfway to the creature, the full moon came out from behind a cloud, and there it was. Small curved horns on its head and wing buds on its back. It couldn't be anything other than a young demon. The town council immediately called for a posse to track the demon down first thing in the morning. Ben spent the rest of the night thinking about what it would be like to see one of the creatures he'd only heard of in stories. It wasn't nearly as exciting as seeing a wyvern or meeting a long-lived, but still, it was something. At least, it seemed exciting before they started trooping around in the cold, damp forest all morning without seeing anything more dangerous than drifting mist. No one really knew where demons came from. Usually when first spotted, a demon would be small, weak, slow, and confused. As they fed on lifeblood, they grew in size, strength, and speed. Most dangerously, though, they grew in intelligence. A demon the height of a man is incredibly deadly, and there were stories where dozens of trained warriors couldn't take one down. When faced with the threat of a grown demon, a town like Farview would hire one or more professional hunters. Hunters were men and women who made a vocation of hunting down demons and other dangerous prey. Ben shifted his grip on his staff and kept walking. They didn't have a hunter with them. It was up to Ben and the other men from town.